using arc length, we can also work backwards to find out both the radius of a circle and its circumference. So let's take a look at how we're going to do that. We're going to use our same proportion we talked about in the last video. It's just our x is going to be in a different spot this time, because this time what I don't know, at least initially what I'm going to find out, is the radius of the circle. Once I know the radius, I can find out pretty much anything else I want to about it, including the circumference. So let's go ahead and set up our proportion and see what happens. So we recall that our formula started out with the whole slice of pizza, or the whole pizza, which was 2 times pi times the radius. Now this time we don't know the radius, so 2 times pi times x. And I set that, or I put that over 360, the total number of degrees in the whole circle. So that's the whole part of my proportion, the whole circle, the whole pizza. I'm going to set that equal to the slice, or we'll call it later on, the sector that I'm looking at. So in this case, normally my x went in the top of the fraction because I didn't know the arc length of it. However, this time I do know the arc length. That was given to me as 4.19, and I can see that that's an approximate arc length because there's no pi symbol in it. And I do know the angle of the slice this time, that's 40 degrees. So there's the proportion I'm going to use. Same proportion as we've used before, just an x in a different spot. So once I go ahead and cross multiply, I'm going to end up with 360 times 4.19, which gets me 1,000, sorry, checking my notes, 1,508.4. And when I cross multiply the other way, since we've noticed that their arc length was already an approximate answer, I'm going to go ahead and use an approximate circumference as well. So I'm going to replace pi with 3.14. Since their arc length did not have an exact value, I don't think our answer needs to be exact either. So I'm going to cross multiply that way, doing 3.14 times 2 times 40. That gets me 251.2 times the radius. I'll just use x for the radius in this case. And then when I finish this problem by dividing both sides, I get a radius that's approximately equal to, it comes out to be almost exactly 6. So I'm just going to go 6.00. And then my label is still in inches. So I'm going to, actually, let's just swap out x with r, and I'm going to say that's the radius of the circle. Now, once we know that radius, we can find out pretty much anything else we want to find out, including the circumference. So they did ask us to find that as well. So knowing the radius of the circle, let's just find circumference using our old formula, 2 times pi. I'm going to get an approximate answer again, since everything else this time has been approximate. So 2 times 3.14 times our radius, which came up to be about 6, depending on how you rounded that off. And finally, doing that multiplication gets me total circumference all the way around this pizza, all the way around this circle, of 37.68 inches.